This podcast is hosted in collaboration with the Comsmith, the Peterborough podcast. We're sharing stories about why Peterborough is a great place to work, live, and play. How would you describe the music scene in Peterborough at the moment?
I think so. Peterborough's got a lot of great music, a lot of great arts coming out of Peterborough. And so I've been in Peterborough for 4 years, about 4 or 5 years. So I've seen, there's a lot of great talent here. Um, I, I don't think there's enough places
Okay.
where talent and singers and musicians and artists, original artists, can have a platform, and diverse artists can have a platform. Um, I think when I first came here, I was looking around for like, where's like the R&B music, where's the hip hop, where are there those events, where can I go and see those original artists, and that's what I thought. I felt it was lacking when I moved to Peterborough.
What do you think?
I feel at one point it was pretty good. There was a variety of different artists doing their thing, but I feel like as time has progressed, it's slowly declined a little bit now. I don't really see many musicians as such, like in Peterborough, in my like area of what I'm into. So yeah, like R&B events or like hip hop artists, there used to be a lot, but as the years have gone on, either they wasn't really getting the support they thought they would like hope to get, or like the push and stuff. So I feel like they kind of just dropped off.
So when was that? When you say there used to be a lot, what sort of you're talking?
Well, I've been here all my life. So.
Well, I might ask, but okay.
I'll say around like 2010s, and then it kind of tried to revive itself around like COVID time, just before COVID. And I think once that all like brushed over, then it just started to like dip a little bit more.
It's interesting because when I've told people what I was going to speaking to you guys about this R&B and hip, I go, "Oh, brilliant!"
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah, so
there's obviously an audience
yes,
for this.
yeah.
So, in that regard, then, this is a tricky one. So, what do you think needs to be done? I'm going to assume events like these is one of the things that you would say.
Yeah.
Anything more before we come on to this and what way you've done this? What more needs to be done? Do you think in the short and medium term?
Yeah. And sorry, just to go back about what you said about there's an audience, and that's what I realized. So when I did a few open mics and sung in different places around Peterborough, and I'm doing soul or Motown or R&B, people was like, "Oh my gosh, I've not heard something like this for ages," or "This is something quite new." So that's when I realized there really is an audience. It's not something that they see or experience often.
What other venues are there? Obviously, we're talking about the Met Lounge here.
I know there's Here We On. So I go to Here We On's rehearsal studio. So they do events. I know that.
Was that it?
That's it.
Which spin is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think there's other rehearsal studios around that area as well. There's another studio, the name slipped me, kind of towards Dockthorpe Road, Lincoln Road area. But Key Theatre as well. So this is like one of my first live performances in like over a decade, was at the Key Theatre.
Okay.
And that was me doing a few songs. So there's a few venues, but not just talking about those ones, but in general, I don't know any kind of consistent platforms where kind of diverse genres, or obviously R&B or soul, or kind of hip hop can has a space. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen that yet.
Okay.
If they're there, please let me know.
So that is why you're doing this. July the 3rd, I think I'm right in saying. Tell us about this. Tell us about what's going on.
Yes. So this all came from, and I guess most ideas is just that I just want to see a space I don't see, and I think I saw a gap, and it was to create a live music event that does two things. It's a good night out, so you don't have to be someone who I want to discover new artists, but you just like music, for the dance, you want to meet other creatives, you sort of just want to be in a nice, fun space. Yeah, it's a night for you. Also, if you are an artist and you want to network with other artists, it's also the space for you. If you're a musician, and this is one thing that's quite interesting is that we've got a house band, and the house band is made up of different musicians from different bands, and they're not all R&B bands. Some of the bands are some of these musicians playing rock bands. Yeah, and they've all made up this R&B band, and it is amazing. So it's a space and a place where it's just for everyone. And we were saying earlier that it's not just. I don't want it to be a thing where it's just people just attend an event, but I want them to feel like it's a part of, like they're a part of that community. They can contribute. It's a part of them. So yeah, they can meet people, network, and have a good time. It's an experience.
And you're hosting it, is that right?
Yes, I am.
So, well, I presume you've done these sort of things before. Looking forward to it, right?
Yes, yeah, 100%. I'm really excited to be fair. I think most things that I've hosted, this is probably like coming up to like one of the top ones that I've done before. So I'm really excited. I'm more like excited for the vibe that's going to be there, because I've never been to Met Lounge before anyway, so it's an experience in that aspect. But for this brand new like thing to be in Peterborough, it makes it even like 10 times like better. And if you're there on the 3rd of July, you're going to be a part of like history in Peterborough, because it'll be like the inaugural circle sessions, and it's going to be a fantastic.
You're obviously hoping that this will lead to more of them as well, I presume. Have you thought ahead, or are you just going to wait until this one's been and done and see how it goes? Or
So yeah, we initially planned for one. In fact, it's funny because we planned for one to be in a cafe. So we planned for like a small, intimate type event. Then speaking to different people, we realized that more people might be interested. So we planned for one, and now we plan for our second one to be in October. Just due to the response that we've had from people.
so you've already got the second one lined up.
Second one is
Same venue, is it?
Same venue, yeah.
Okay.
Date will be out soon. But yeah, it'll be October.
Okay. And how did you approach Steve Jason, or did he? Yeah. He's a character, isn't he?
Yeah, Steve is great. So yeah, approached Steve with the idea. He was on board. He's been awesome. He's really been awesome. And yeah, it's just been great to work with the Met Lounge. And work with Steve, and yeah, it's just been really, really smooth.
Okay. So give me a little idea of your backgrounds, both of you, sort of where you started in music, who were your inspirations when you were younger?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Shall I go first? Yeah. So my mom had a youth choir. So I grew up in the church, and I was in the choir, I think from the age of maybe 10, if I'm not making that up, till like mid-teens. So I was pretty much in the choir, but also if you grow up in church, especially like Pentecostal church, it's very singy, very loud, very music is a big part of the church. So I've always kind of been around it in that aspect. And then also my dad was a DJ as well. And yeah, he just loved music, and music was always playing. So yeah, I was just always just around music. In terms of performing as like a soloist, that came very late on. I wouldn't say late on, but that came later on. For example, I think my first kind of performance would have been maybe about 3-4 years ago. And then from then it's just kind of just snowballed into kind of where we are today. So yeah, it's been a fun experience. Before then, I've sung in different groups and done things here and there and background singing. But yeah, in terms of like going out as a soloist, about 3-4 years ago. Okay.
And you had in the media pack that you said, you mentioned your background been quite tough at times, hasn't it? Your childhood and things. Tell us a little bit about that. So as much as you want to, as little as you want to.
Yes. Will it be censored? Because I know if it goes on TikTok, if I say certain words.
It depends what those words are. I can cut it.
Oh, you okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so yes, I grew up in Leicester, and I think, well, the toughest period for me would have been going through abuse that weirdly I didn't realize it was abuse until I was late teens, around 18 years old. And I remember I was listening to, I think it was 18, and it was around the time when Junior Savile case, and there was like murmurs about Junior Savile. And I remember sitting at the dining room, in the dining room at the table, and the Junior Savile case was on the news, and a family member was saying, "Oh, it's so awful that those kids have been through that." And I sat there thinking, "Oh my gosh, I went through that, and others, and other things." So that started my journey of, okay, I need to heal from this, because I dealt with a lot of highs and lows, a lot more lows, depression, anxiety, not really knowing where it came from, but realizing later on in life that it came from that. And then, reported the case. Took about 2 years to kind of go through the whole legal process. And I can say I'm a survivor. Got justice through the justice system. I don't know, not many people are able to say that. So really feel fortunate with that. And then around the same time as that was happening, my dad passed away from autoimmune disease, which is a rare muscle wasting disease. It's really, really rare. He was only given 6 months, but he had about 7 years. So we are really, really lucky. And it was really quick in that within a few months he wasn't able to walk. A few months after that he wasn't able to speak. A few months after that he just had no mobility at all. So it was 24-hour carers. It was a nurse, round the clock as well. But even through that, and he was able to speak through like it was like this little computer, and he moves his eyes and can make sentences. He still enjoyed life. He'll still say, I'm blessed. I'm so happy to be here, and don't worry about me. So got his blessing, and he wrote me like a really, really nice message. Just before he passed away, just to keep going and don't let anything stop in your life. That's been a really real motivation
And inspiration.
Yeah,
Very nice.
definitely.
Okay, and that's why you're moving on in this career.
Yes, I think so. I think it's definitely motivation, definitely inspiration. And again, having his musical inspiration and how his love for music, I think it's something that I probably try to put away because I've been having to go through certain things in my life. But it always creeps up, and now I'm definitely just like, go for it.
Well, I'm not a musician. I'm just a vibe,
I'm just a
I'm
band.
just a vibe.
That's just right. I'm not saying anything. Okay, but you obviously have a passion for it.
Yeah, I'm a creative. So like I host, I dance, I do like content creation. I work in a school. But I'm very drawn to like creative things. Ever since I was like a kid, like my whole family's like musicians, or they're creators, or like they're into fashion and stuff. So growing up, I've always seen like what can happen if you do work hard, and like if you do like focus on what you're meant to do. So since I've been in Peterborough, it's been like a very up and down like metric type of thing. So I feel like now, in this present moment and like this age that we're in now, it's on like a high. So like I'm very grateful for everything that's I've either had to go through to get to these points now, or what I may have to go through to maintain like this type of like vision that I have. But I think it's just been a natural thing that's just came, and I've just stuck with it.
So when did you two meet?
Randomly.
Randomly. So it was my friend Jo, who's another great singer, from Peterborough, and she saw you. I don't know if she saw you.
Yeah, we done a show together in the
He's a celebrates.
yes, Frame Meadows.
Yes.
So 2 years ago, I think it was.
Was that?
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
A really big event. It was
Yeah.
held this weekend, wasn't it? As
Yes.
well.
Yeah,
But it's because real.
Formula, right?
Yeah, I was there.
You hear this just this weekend?
Yeah,
Go well?
on another 2 days. Yeah, it was really good. Really good turnout. Yeah, I love Peterborough celebrates. And then she told me about you. Was you dancing?
I did a bit of both, dancing and a bit of
as well. Yeah. And then from then I just kind of watched from a distance. He was doing podcasting, and I think you didn't really start. You humbled yourself when you talk about the things you've done. There's a lot more things to done. It's getting over it. But yeah, she told me about you, and then we met up, and then you told me the things you've done, and I was like, wow, just such a talent, and you've been in loads of different places and done so many different things. Yes, really, really impressive.
So then, do you think artists in sort of smaller cities have different challenges? Peterborough is quite a relatively small city, obviously compared to Manchester, Liverpool, London, places like that.
Yeah.
The different challenges, do you think, compared to the bigger cities? What sort of things do you both think on that? Because you must have a lot of experience, knowledge of it. You know, we mentioned venues, but I guess what I'm trying to say is there a support? Is there a means of an infrastructure? Maybe is what I'm trying to get at.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
I feel there is struggles, whether you're in a smaller city to like either Manchester or London, whatever. I think if you're in London and you're starting small, I feel like you have more of a chance to get where you're going to. But if you're in a smaller city like Peterborough, for example, it's a bit more of a struggle. There's people that have come from Peterborough and have had great success. But since those guys have gone, there hasn't really been any other acts to follow those. So I feel like I was just saying in the car, like you may have like a friend that has like a great following or whatever, or a great page on like TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube or whatever, and then your friends or like some family or just people that you know may see your stuff, but think because you've got like this image here, like they think, oh yeah, that's fine, that's okay, they don't have to do anything, they get all the support that they need. But really and truly, like every support like helps. So I think sometimes in Peterborough it's a bit of a small-minded mentality, because I don't think they think for the bigger pictures, right? Yeah, if we push the people that are shining, then Peterborough's going to shine too. Yeah. But I think they just withhold it because, I don't know. Weird. I don't know why, but I don't think there's as much support in Peterborough as there should be. But yeah.
Yeah. So I've lived in London for a few years. I've lived in Manchester. Obviously, I've lived here as well. So I've experienced the different kind of vibes in the different areas. I think what I've experienced in Peterborough, it's not just Peterborough. I mean, I've also lived in Bali, which is really small. I've lived in Leicester, which isn't much bigger than or much different to Peterborough. I think the difference between like big cities and smaller cities is that completely agree as well. And also that I find that people in smaller cities kind of stay in their own pockets.
Yeah.
And then also not then knowing the value in if you all just kind of come together or just kind of, just create a hub or create a place or create a space where you can collaborate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's been probably one of the biggest differences I've seen from bigger cities to smaller cities.
So then, give us the names of some people we should be looking out for from Peterborough. It doesn't need to be on this bit, but just
names.
In any sort of creative, whether it's musicians, artists.
So I have a list.
You have a list.
Don't you? Yeah. Okay.
All right. If I don't mention your name, it's not because I don't think you're creative. All right. It's not that at all. I swear. Yeah. These are just the people that I see on a day-to-day basis on my Instagram, right? So just such a huge. So AMG Halal, Figs Fit, DJ T-Rex, Brother Ones, Exodus Payne, Elson Barbosa, Gotti, Ritzy, and everyone at Ritzy and the Ritzy Foundation, Thugger Angel, Dance Waves, Great Grain, PNG, Priscilla, Natalie, Angeli Rem, Jimmer Francis, Bad Gal Riri, Auntie Ames, Pilates by Jody, that's new. So if you want to do some Pilates, head to Jody. I hope I say this right. More by Glam, Glam by More, Learning More. She does makeup.
Okay.
365 TJ. I see him a lot on my Instagram. And DJ Teeks. He's a superstar. If I go to Temple Bay and like back him up, he shouts me out, and everyone does not know who I am. So yeah, that's my creative list.
The ones that come to mind. So the person I mentioned earlier, the first person I reached out to, who I knew was a musician, a singer in Peterborough, was Leighton. I think he's very, very talented. There's also a young guy called Raynar, who's he's one of the ones to watch, definitely. Then obviously the guys and the girls who's a part of the circle sessions. So all the artists, all the singers. So local, we've got Yemi, we've got Colette, we've got Black Rose, we've got Front Boy Ola, you got me. And there's a name that's missing. Charged to my mind, not my heart, is what I'm going to say.
I think that's it.
That's it. Yourself?
DJ through. You said the DJ?
Yes, but not local.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to find all these on Instagram or whatever and TikTok and tag them
tonight.
every single one of you.
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
deal.
That's what we need to do.
No, you might have to send me a list. But no, that's great though. But what you said there, you come with a huge number of different, a variety of acts and artists.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
and it's good that we're like that. Which leads me on to something actually. Now, you guys will have seen obviously that we made a bid for the City of Culture 2029. Now, obviously, that isn't going ahead because we weren't shortlisted, but we're doing it again for 2033. Obviously, live music, DJing, acts, hip hop will be a part of that. That sort of whole culture will and should be a part of that.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on Peterborough doing something like that? It's something we should be aspiring to, right? You know?
I think it would definitely like change like the playing field in Peterborough for like creators to come out. Because I feel like as well, some of the creators don't really get out as much because there's not much here for them to do or go and do stuff. So if they know there's a place for them where they can have an opportunity to push themselves out even more, then that's great news for Peterborough to all around, I'd say.
Yeah. Definitely. There's just so much talent here. And it was only when I started to plan towards the event and I put a shout out to any singers out there, any musicians out there, when I saw how many like people just do things in their bedroom, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are so good, like crazy good. So yeah, Peterborough is ready. And if there's enough platforms and spaces for people, then we'll see just how much there is in the city. Variety, just crazy level of talent.
Okay. I'm going to ask you two more questions now.
Yes.
The first one is, and I have to mention this, on virtually every podcast I do now, I ask this question, AI and the effects of AI. Now, that must be something that, obviously, in music, the way the creative elements that can be done for you, do you like that sort of aspect of it? Do you use it? What do you think of AI as a sort of creative tool? Is it a creative tool that you would ever use?
Oh, this is going to get me in trouble. What are you going to
Do you know what? There's an artist, that's made like an artist out of AI. But it's his original songs, but he's just put it in AI to sound like a woman. So I think that
To sound like a woman.
yeah, because the female artist.
So
is it like you basically?
So is it still him or not?
So he doesn't sing, right? He puts the lyrics in.
Yeah, he does his he writes his lyrics,
and then he's
and then,
right.
she sings his songs.
Yeah.
It's kind of frightening. That's
I think so. She wrote that. I agree with it.
it's interesting.
Some of the songs, but I can't lie. But I'll always be for just like human, creativity. Now there was a debate that I was actually in the other day about, people use ChatGPT to like kind of beef their emails. So could like an artist write a song and then use AI to maybe enhancing ideas. So that was influencing the
Yeah.
conversation and debate. Don't know where I sit with it yet at the moment. But yeah, I'm always going to be for just like human creatives. I think AI with music or with anything, and this might just be me just being old school, it's scary that it could just take over people's roles, positions, and
Well, I don't think it is. I don't think it is you being old school. For a start, I don't think a night like this could exist using AI. You set a robot at the front or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Though I don't think that can happen. You know, I've done these podcasts with people, you know, lawyers and lecturers, and it's the same thing. Could that take over from you? And all of them, it comes down to the basic same thing. Human interaction is what matters, and it can't be replaced.
it can't be replaced.
It's the fact that you said about created in their own bedroom, and they might have access to tools that they didn't have however many years. They've had musical instruments and keyboards and decks and stuff, but now AI is taking it at that whole new level.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going off on one now myself. I'm hoping that something doesn't ever replace what we have, what you guys can create or host or whatever. So what advice would you give to young artists trying to find their sort of niche, I guess, trying to find their creative circle?
Yeah.
Like, what would you say to them?
Yeah. Right. I would say be curious, be around, just like find your tribe of people, whether that's just a few friends or whether that's just going to be a community of people. Go to as much workshops as possible. Obviously, don't overdo yourself, but go to workshops as possible that's going to educate you, hopefully allow you opportunities. I think networking is a big thing. I think that does so much for obviously not just getting opportunities, but also just building your confidence. If it wasn't for me networking, I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I've done. And I just think it's just being in the right place at the right time. I love it. It just kind of comes down to that most of the time. So yeah, just build the people around you, build a community, and yeah.
Okay. Same thing.
I would say keep chucking stuff at the water, it sticks. Find yourself, because if you don't know who you are, then you're not going to know how to translate that to others. And then you're just going to be copying and pasting and don't really want it. And be authentic as well. Be as authentic as possible. If you are trying to create something and you just randomly just do it off a whim and you think, yeah, this is what this means, then that's what it means.
Yeah.
But don't take in opinions as much as you feel like you should, because that may weigh you down a little bit as well. Yeah, man, just be you. I'll say just be you. It's the most cliche thing to say, but it's the most realistic and honest thing, is just be you, because everyone else will just shine too.
All you can be, isn't it? So, final thing, how will you measure this as a success, your July the 3rd? How will you know it's been a success?
That's a very good question. What are my success measures?
Big KPIs.
Yeah, exactly. For any project managers out there, this is not a success measure. That is probably good to go off. But I think just when you're trying to, like, I know what we're trying to create.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be able to sense that in the room, from people's responses, from people's body language. One thing that I want to be in the room is just freedom. What I've noticed, and still have the odd night out, so I'm not that old yet, is that when you go to the club, sometimes people kind of stand, stand to the corners, like wait for someone to go forward. People aren't really as free as they kind of used to be, I would say. So one thing I want to create in the space is just freedom, just to be and express and enjoy, no matter who you are, no matter what age you are, no matter what background or walk of life. I just want everyone to feel free. So that's definitely one of the success measures that I have. and that's something you can usually see. And then obviously growth, that's just a given. You're doing pretty well at the moment with engagement and ticket sales. So yeah, we've got a number, and I'm sure we're going to get there. And once we're there, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely going to be, almost there. Yeah, we want to.
So, where can people find out more about it? Where can people get tickets? What's your social media handles?
Instagram's the main page to find us. So the circle_sessions. We've newly created a TikTok, which is the same. So the circle_sessions. It's growing. And then for tickets, you can find, love this. So the tickets, you can see the URL in our Instagram bio, or if you go to skidle.com and type in the circle sessions, then you can also purchase tickets there.
Marvelous. Thank you, guys.
Oh, and my Instagram.
Yes, sir.
So my Instagram is.
We haven't finished yet.
My Instagram is it's Ramaen, so ITSRAMAEN.
Mine is Kanjo